and she is going off the end. Oh my goodness.
All right, so we are locked and loaded, heading to Cleetus and Cars Indy. So we are doing Indy 800. So tomorrow night racing Indy 800, but there's drag racing on Saturday. So we are bringing the giveaway GTO and the Durango to get some passes in. Aiden did some carb tuning. Kind of weird for a millennial to be doing carb tuning, but he did do some carb adjustments, and he thinks that he's got the bog removed so that when we launch it'll be a little better. We literally just got these cars back Monday. It's Thursday. We only had a couple days to get them unloaded and make some adjustments to them to then pack up to head right back down to Indy for this race. So we are on the way in the rain. We knew it was going to be raining today. That's why they really cleaned the cars up. But hopefully they are calling for rain all weekend. But I mean, as with anything, like if you expect rain and then don't do it, then it ends up to be a beautiful day. It does look like tomorrow's going to be good. Has the best chance. Saturday does look like a lot of rain. We thought for a minute about not bringing the drag cars down, but no, we're bringing them anyway. So we got the Durango, we got the GTO, and obviously the merch trailer. Cleetus and Cars, place to be this weekend at Indy. Indy, baby, we made it. Low rain never stopped us.
That's for sure.
Hey, I got your merch in there, smartass.
Oh, yeah, let this guy in. Nice to
What's up,
see
big
you.
guy?
Hope you had a good trip.
Oh yeah, wasn't bad. Poured like crazy for a little while, but
Yeah.
okay, we got the merch trailer in place. Get stuff ready to roll for tomorrow morning. Get out of here. So, but hey, good spot right there. It's gonna be a blast as always. Roundy rounds right there. I think we have room in the van. We left room in there because when the engine, to be able to put the engine we win or whatever, like right in there, should be solid. Should be good. All right, guys, it is Friday. So for the Indy 800, we are Indy 800 day. Again, set up with the merch. I think gates open at 1 o'clock. There's going to be some top alcohol drag racing. We get qualifying and then main events, 8 o'clock tonight. And that is where I win that 1,200 horsepower LS deal with the Whipple on top. So they can then go in my budget beater. But besides that, it's going to be a great day. Weather's actually looking positive here. And we got the giveaway GTO here. Grab your merch. Every dollar you spend gets you an entry for it. Go grab your stuff off the website because, hey, I mean, it is a badass GTO. I think we got a trick figured out too. It may pull the wheels tomorrow. Last time I said that, it was a rolling dud. But this time, Freaky and I did do a little back stuff when we were unloading it. He'll probably show you that clip right here. Better now. That's how it needs to launch every time. It definitely, yeah, I think she might be ready to run. Could be a 10-second car right now. Man, would that be easy for us and not having to do all the rest of this stuff. If it does go that easy, then we'll work on making it faster. But Goal is to get down to a 10-second car. So by the time it is in your driveway, you got a 10-second drag and drive car that you can bring to one of our events and have a good time. But we're going to have fun, get ready to go here and get everything figured out. So thanks for watching.
Here's the man doing what he does best.
We're down here doing it. I want to know, how in the heck have you been?
I've been good. How are you, Mr.
Yeah,
Sam?
so good to see you.
Good to see you. What are we doing here this
Getting
weekend?
this thing all shined up for the weekend. It's the, quote, original Dale truck, if you will. And it is one of the originals on it. But we've made it into an all-wheel drive. And she's pretty zippy. Pretty zippy. I mean, it does real good, as a matter of fact. Oh, yeah, it does real good. So he says to me, get it shined up for the show. So that's what we're doing. Getting it shined up for the show.
Your 80th birthday is coming up, and we're going to be celebrating at Six Summer.
Yeah, 6 summer, 80th, June 15th. Going to be, whoo, we're going to have a celebration. Big time. Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
I am really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic.
So everybody send your presents to Mr. Sam, courtesy of Cleetus McFarland.
Oh, if they'll just come out to our events. They'll just come to our events. That is fine to me. Come out there and let me have a picture with you. Let me do a signature or something with you on the thing. That'd be great. Come on out there. Just to get to see these people, you know, come out and be with us for a little while. That'd be great. Come on out.
So checking out the car for the first time, getting ready. I don't know what time qualifying is, but like, I mean, I think we got a good one. I think we got a good car ready to run, and she is decaled out good. She's got the sick logos on it. Black is fast, so it's gonna be fast. And I got Greg Biffle behind me, and 2 behind that's Tony Stewart. So like a little pressure there. Now granted, these are just where the cars are parked right now, but can't wait out there to get qualifying. I've done this race a couple times here, and man, it's a good time at this track. So it's going to be fun, and can't wait to win that LS, Whippled LS.
Let's check out the motor.
Does it have one? Oh, mine's like...
Your underbody stuff. Yeah, it's
like,
cool.
Oh yeah, it's got an engine. She's looking good. Whoa, she's missing like she's missing some wheel well. She's got some call it some lightning going on. Here's where the nitrous gets feeded in. Nice little dry shot, just boom, boom, and then in. So they give us 1 bottle to last the entire race. It's not on in qualifying. Maybe I could trick that on in qualifying, help me qualify better, but I don't know that I want to be in the front of all these professional NASCAR drivers on my tail. I think my goal is going to be to like try and stay on the lead lap, not get caught up in any wrecks with it, and then make the moves at the end, because you got to be at the end to win it, and what you don't want to be is a lap down for any reason, because then that really hurts you. It's hard to get a lap back, but that would be the plan. Air horn for passing, because it is equipped with an air horn, so hopefully I can use the air horn like when I want to go around somebody and use that. Other than that, she's ready to go.
Man, I tell you what, I am a fish out of water right here. Now, if we were right on the other side of those grandstands at the drag strip, I'm like a pro. Well, actually, I guess I am a pro. I make a living, make money doing that. Over here, on this straightaway, I'll be okay. The problem is there's a turn at the end, and there's no parachute on these cars, and you need to be accelerating around the corner. If you do that in Top Fuel car, you're kind of screwed up, but I don't know. I'm getting my YouTube studio set up, and I'm going to make it where, hopefully, if this all works, you'll be able to watch me screw up when I screw up. We'll see. Why? Hell yeah, brother.
Is that for a one wheel?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm big in one wheels. I have thousands.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My first car is a
All right, it is awesome. All the fans are in here, so this is just such a cool experience. So you get to talk to all the fans and whatever, sign a bunch of stuff, and they grab some merch. I mean, it's just awesome. We're not racing our cars till tomorrow, so the GTO and the Durango. But today they got top alcohol qualifying. Actually, I think they're putting on the whole event today. So top alcohol qualifying going on. We'll get you some of that action. I mean, these things are one step from the Nitro Funny cars, and you got Clay hanging out, kissing babies. So, but we'll get you some of that action, and hey, we'll catch you when we get to the roundy round. We got qualifying coming up, and I got a feeling we're going to qualify in front of Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle. That's got a feeling. So we have someone that thinks, who did you say you think the car used to be?
Alan Guthrie out of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
So, and he thinks he actually did the rear end for it at one point in time.
So I think Kevin Biddle painted the rear end, and I think I set the gears in it at one point.
First solid lead, it might have been in Fort Wayne before it was in New Mexico.
Carbon fiber gave it away. There used to be radiators sitting in the back. The battery used to be sitting in the parachute mount. It had an aluminum small block in it. And when we originally geared it, we geared it at 456. And I remember telling him I thought it was too much gear for the size of tire. He came by after we put the axle in and took me for a ride in the car. And when he went to take off from the light, the car didn't move. Then he put it in second gear, romped on it, and the car stood straight up. The car was neat. It was a lot of fun. I think this is that car.
It's got a 355 in it right now,
okay,
roughly for the rear gear, because we rotated it out to try and figure out what it had. So it's right there around a 355 currently. Mystery could go on forever because the guy might no longer be with us. So his phone, he's trying to call the graveyard, and like the guy's battery went dead years ago.
I shot a text to the number to see. This is the car. I got a chance to look underneath the rear axle. I can see where the radiators used to be. I see the differential. A guy out of Columbia City, Indiana, by the name of Kevin Biddle did the paint job on that rear end. This is the car. I've ridden in this car before. It used to belong to a guy by the name of Alan Guthrie out of Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne, and how many years ago was that?
I want to say close to 20 years ago. This guy is 17, and I think it was before him.
That's crazy.
Back then, it had aluminum small block. He did have a 200 shot on it at one point that I know of, possibly more. And if I remember right, he actually took this to a spectator race at Cleetus Speedway when it was in Fort Wayne. But this is Alan's car.
Quick reminder, we're in 4,000-pound missiles tonight, you know? And everyone wants to walk away here tonight. This is, obviously we're racing for a sweet 1,200 horsepower Whipple supercharged LS. It's not worth spinning somebody headfirst into the wall to win, all right? So Be cautious tonight of hooking anyone to the right. If they're closing you off at the wall and you're on the right side, tap your brakes. And if you find yourself going the whole turn, your tires will be done within 15 to 20 laps. All right? If you come in for a tire and your tire is totally screwed, we'll change it, but you're in the back of the pack, okay? Only use your nitrous when you're full throttle, all right? That's a good one. And if you're up against the rev limiter, because your car's geared out, I'd let off the nitrous. Or you may hear a loud boom. All right? It's nice and simple here today, boys. It's fast here. If you haven't driven here, it is significantly faster in the Freedom Factory. So be cautious of hooking people. You know, obviously the last lap, you gotta do what you gotta do. There's a freaking LS on the line.
We're getting ready. Everything's lined up for qualifying. Show starts at 6. I think it's about 5:30-ish. So they got monster trucks, jumping stuff. They got the Van Prix. They got PT Cruisers, jumping ramps, all that. Plus we got to qualify, find out our position for the main event that happens at about 8 o'clock. So let's see how it all works out. We're going to get ready to go.
Making some laps here. I think Zach's truck might have quit as he is in the water up there. That was nice. I think later on, potentially here in this PT. Tom Bailey back with us again here. Tom jumped behind the wheel a couple of years ago here at Indy, and if I remember, Tom had a very bright red car, and there was unfortunately there was a lot of red streaks of paint down the backstretch wall from Tom trying to get as much as he could get coming out of two. And I think there were some mechanical issues with the car as well. I think he got kind of a horse with a bum leg last time, but we got him in a steed right now. This is the thing he's in right now. That is a contender. Third group's going to consist of Brad DeBerti, Kyle from the Boosted Boys. You're also going to have Tom Bailey, and Mick Welder Ty is going to be a part of that third group. I mentioned Ty, 27th earlier this year. He can't do any worse than that here tonight. But is yet to get to victory lane. And in the context of qualifying, his fastest lap here is 29.925 seconds. He made that last year. If he repeats that tonight, in this moment, he's going to place himself effectively at the head of the field. Tom Bailey, of course, back with us once again. Good to see Tom behind the wheel, this time of a number 57 machine. And Tom, of course, the publisher of Sick Magazine, the creator of Sick Week. This is a guy who he's competed in some of the team competitions, finished 9th back in 2021 with Steve Morris at Le Mullets, had a 23rd place finish at Bristol back in 2023, and he finished 8th last year. Him and Steve had a really good run last year at Le Mullets, but weren't able to finish it out. Last year's race. Tough line that Steve was taking there. Just a position the race car coming out the corner. Didn't look ideal. We'll see what that does for his time here as we get a look at Ty and the beautiful flame of this time. As Ty is going to try to put a pass on. I think he's going to try to put a pass on Bailey here coming into the corner. Yeah, we typically spread him out to where you don't have to worry about passing anybody, but Ty seems to be on it right now. And currently out of this group, Brad DeBerti goes up to second quick, 30.067. Very good lap for DeBerti.
All right, coming off the qualifying, my coach said I screwed up bad and like I sucked. So, but I would say I have a dog, but I don't know that I have a dog. But maybe it's a good spot to be in. Hopefully I'm like middle of the pack to 3/4 of the pack. I don't think that that's where I'm at though. If they invert the field, I think I'm in trouble because I might be first. So, but we'll see. But maybe I'll try first gear with it. It just definitely seems like it's definitely does not want to get up to speed. It is definitely sluggish. Like there's no acceleration with it at all. It's kind of like there's rubber bands in there turning and they're trying to tighten up. So we'll see.
Presented by Rhino USA. We're green. We are green here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. See how many takers do we have on lap number 1 for the jump. First 2 have gotten by, and it looks like everybody's like, you know what, we're going to ride a little bit here. We're going to save our stuff. Oh, man. As soon as I say that, no. Oh, man. The jump, and the front of that one is absolutely destroyed already.
Oh my God! It was big air. You saw just another huge nose down landing out there.
Something is definitely amiss with
he's
his car. He's going for the jump on the left, trying to get it up on 2 wheels.
Oh, another massive landing out there. That was the blue entry. I mean, again, these things are so nose heavy. They're landing basically vertically.
And that one is absolutely toast over there in turn number 3. And now for the drivers that are going to come.
Again, near pileup, you got 3 cars making that sweeping early. Whoa, there you go. He just hooked him.
The 134 has gone around, and now Jeff Block at Speedy Cop is closing in on the number 27 of John Moore. So here on this lap,
he's going to get underneath Moore. He's very close to getting underneath Moore.
Seth Frosty, the number 13, takes the jump as slow as we've seen anybody take the jump so far.
Speedy Cop came in way hot. That thing pushed outside. Moore might be able to get it back on the inside. Neither of those guys have hit the jump yet, which is why their cars are still capable of turning left.
Well, so it's of note that Seth Frosty, the 27, there you see, if you hit the ramp at a little bit of a slower pace, you've got a better shot.
Oh my God.
Tex choice there. That was about as fast as I've seen anyone hit that jump so far. There's just so much action to keep up with. There you see Jeff Block is showing the way there on the left side of your screen, and you're just seeing all the chaos as Jeff is going to hit the ramp. Oh my goodness.
And Jeff's going off the end.
Oh my goodness.
Walks into the tunnel.
Jeff Block has gone up and over. The 32 machine is gone over. Red flag is out. And the safety crew quickly going to check on Jeff. There he is out of the car. Jeff Block, the Speedy Cop. Take a bow, sir.
Jeff Block may be the greatest living American right now. They have actually qualified as the greatest living American.
I don't know if
80 laps around Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Here they come out of turn number 4. Fans on their feet, and the green flag is out, and we are underway in the Indy 800 presented by Heatwave Biffle, and they are 4, 5, 6 wide on turn number 1.
And that was R3 went down the bottom and absolutely put a giant gap on the field. Stewart sat back as you'd expect him to. Cleetus is all the way at the back of the field with Stewart.
Weston Champlin did not.
Up there, except for Stewart, who's hemmed in behind some really slow traffic.
Off the outside safer barrier, heavy contact in the right front to the number 69 machine, and that is going to bring out the yellow. And now Jack Stan trying to check to see. And Weston Champlin on the front row coming back to green as AJ shows the green flag, and we're back underway.
Going down for a tie. Absolutely played it right. And Weston is once again lagging on the start, and his car is high in a 1 and 2.
That just goes to show you the experience that Ty has versus Weston, only making his second start in one of these Crown Vics. There you see the top 3 breaking away, but 3 wide back behind him. Clay Milliken, Leo, and you've got J.H. Diesel coming up on the outside. As we get ready to come by, you're going to get to hear the full song of these Crown Vics. Down they go into turns 1 and 2. You hear what 21 Crown Vics sound like when they come roaring past you. And the drivers mentioned the increased speeds that you see here at this facility versus some of the other tracks they'll race at throughout the year.
And Tony Stewart is quickly turning on his tires out there.
And there is damage, right front tire damage on the 69 of Jackson. You can see if that tire rub causes a flat tire here. And Zach Walker has come to a stop here at the start-finish line.
A puff of smoke out of that thing, and it appears to be locked up tight.
Under the hood. I believe Stewart, they're going to probably bring him down into the pit area if I had to guess. Here they're checking something when they're trying to get the hood popped. We'll see if Tony is able to stay in that car.
Oh, you know what? It's some sort of a module. You saw this. Oh, mass airflow. So that's the mass airflow sensor.
They're going to be the first 2 that go to the backup cars, and Tony
Here he comes,
on
folks.
the move, running as quickly as he can.
Going to take the wheel of the purple piston eater down there as he climbs in. They have already sprayed the number on in the field and take it out again.
Green flag is out. Tony is going to be hoping for a yellow very quickly here as he could potentially fall a lap down.
By the looks of it, he might get it. We go into this turn on a wet track 3 wide. It's not going to last long.
Here they go down the back straightaway. Braun with the advantage for the time being, but the horns are out front now as Brad DeBerti leads the field. Let's see. A lot slicker down there in 3 and 4 than it was the last time they were under green, but everybody so far able to make it through, and unfortunately for Stewart, he is going to fall a lap down to the field. They'll try to get that car back out there.
But York is trying to chase him down.
This is at a very good spot right now. He's got a little bit of room between he and the 51 of Clay Milliken. So if something were to happen up there at the front of the field, Cleetus has got some chances to try to react to that. Doesn't have a ton of pressure from behind. DeBerti, though, up front, Kevin Smith is searching. He's looking for ways to get around. You see him kind of using the higher line entering the corner. When you do that, it slows the car down enough to where you can, in the middle of the corner, be more aggressive to dive lower. And if you've got a chance to where that car in front of you then slides up, that's where you can kind of cross underneath him to try to make that move.
He gave DeBerti a little bump coming into 3. I think trying to move him up the corner, but DeBerti carried enough momentum and had enough grip to drive away from Smith. And now it is Smith as follow mode behind Smith. Enter that corner higher than he's entered in 4 or 5 laps. And if you're going to follow a guy in this pack, Smith is probably the guy you want to emulate.
Taking a look back through the field. Saw a couple of cars, I thought the 22 and 44 might have got together again down there in turn number 1. There's Chase Matthew to the inside of Jack Stan.
Checking in bad.
Got very close there as Jack Stan was able to just barely get clear of the Nashville recording artist. Up front, I like what I'm seeing out of Ty Braun. I'm starting to wonder, though, as we're getting closer and closer to the halfway point. Saw what happened earlier to J.H. Diesel. Who could be that next potential victim to a blown right front tire? Because I feel like a lot of these drivers up the front of the field have been very aggressive.
They've been pushing.
And I feel like the but here comes Cleetus and Kevin Smith. Big momentum, big contact into the outside wall.
Jimmy again.
Jack Stan Jimmy has hit the outside wall hard on the back straightaway, and the right front of that car is absolutely destroyed.
Remember that scene in Terminator 2 where like half his face got ripped off?
That's about what
we're
got
doing
there.
right.
And man, for Jimmy, that's 2 big licks into the outside wall here tonight. One's coming off of turn number 4, and a big one there in turn number 2. He left quite a mark there on the outside wall. And now the 69 of Jack Stan Jimmy is going to join the 88 of J.H. Diesel on the list of drivers that are out of the Indy 800. And for Jack Stan, his night is so everybody just kind of just one lap away. AJ's going to show him the green flag, and when they come by next time, he'll show him the cross flag and let him know that we are halfway home. How about LS George jumping to the outside, trying to shoot the price of 1? Contact Kevin Smith and Wesley Champlin. Yeah, they are bouncing off each other as Kevin Smith has fallen back. Maybe he's having some trouble with the right front after that contact he made with the outside wall when he was battling with Clay Milliken.
For about half a second on that restart, Milliken thought he was going to do something crazy, and he thought better of it. And now he's just about worked his way into second place, and he and DeBerti are side by side.
Clay Milliken down to the inside. Here comes Cleetus. Right on the back bumper of the number 70 of Brad DeBerti. Things getting...
Here we go. Cleetus is into the wall down there. There comes DeBerti and Milliken got into each other.
Contact, and around goes Kevin Smith. We've got a big stack up down there in turns 1 and 2. Tony Stewart is involved.
Tom Bailey involved as well as Smith. It doesn't look like Bailey. It doesn't look like terminal damage for any of them.
Stewart looks like he's definitely going to be able to roll on and continue on, as is the 57 of Tom Bailey. But there was a lot going on down there.
A green flag as AJ gets ready. Unfurls the flag into the throttle to the floor as the throttle goes.
5 wide deep in the field, but up front is Braun and DeVerde. Cleetus trying to grab third away from Clay Milliken. Cleetus not settling for third. He's going to try to grab second away from DeVerde as they come off of turn number 2 at the end of the night, because Clay has been giving that thing a workout. Cleetus not leaving Milliken a ton of room, and problems on the back straightaway for the 911 of Wesson Champlin. He has made hard contact with the outside
And
wall.
around goes York. York goes around in a big move there. Saved it. Yes, he did. Wild for Squirrel as he had that thing pointed straight towards the outside wall, gathered it back up.
That's what you call zigging and zagging right there.
The best part of this style of racing, you don't know if it was a save or a panic attack, but either way,
Little
he
bit
kept the car away from it, and you can see Champlin's car, the right front is just
York, I mean, what a set of corners there. I mean, the geese are getting out of here. I mean, they're trying to.
Well, they're smarter than us.
They saw what Speedy Cop did earlier. They're like, what's going to happen here? They almost invaded our home.
It's like, hey man, that's my front yard. Get this car out of here.
High from up above with the drone, and you see Cleetus now on pit road. They are under the hood of his car. And
that is the coolant reservoir, which is going to explode like Mount Etna if they take the top on that thing.
The driver's jumping high to the outside on that start. Leo from the race rebuild repeat in the number 21 machine, but looks like he's backed down a little bit to kind of avoid a penalty. Here goes 3 wide on the outside. Here he goes. Sleeves are off, and Greg Biffle is headed for the race lead. He's got it into 3.
You just saw a couple of professionals go to work there. It was Stewart that set Biffle up with a push, and he took that push all the way around to the front of the pack.
Greg Biffle comes out of turn number 4 with the race lead. Ty Braun down to his inside. Tony Stewart on the inside of Brad DeVerde looking to take away third. Victor Alvarez rides behind him. There you see Stewart slides up the track to DeVerde, quickly able to jump to the bottom to retake that third position. Didn't let Stewart complete the crossover move. Meanwhile, in front of them, here you see Biffle running that higher line, letting Braun kind of use up his car a little bit more down to the bottom, and Biffle keeping the momentum wound up in that number 16 to maintain the lead.
Let's see how he sets himself up in front of Ty here in the first turn. He's going to maintain that higher line. Ripping anything.
So he's
going back.
Oh, Tony Stewart back behind the wall. And the driver that was 2 turns away from being an Indy 800 winner last night, who had a chance to come in here tonight and add to his already impressive life. The Freedom Factory bringing it home in 20th. But this is a young man who's a Warner Music Nashville recording artist who I got to talking. How about this? Tom Bailey now getting a new right front tire. We need to. I'm making a mental note for next year. We have to keep a tracker of how many right front tires we go through. So we'll work on that for next year as we look forward to hopefully being able to come back and enjoy this
with this crowd. How can we not?
I know. And like, this is Friday night. Tomorrow night is going to be jam packed over there for the Burnouts. I would anticipate pretty much most everybody that's here tonight, I would anticipate we'll see them over there tomorrow. And they tend to have a pretty good time at some of those burnout competitions.
Yes, they do.
So you watch this as we're now inside of 10 laps to go. I don't think this is the last one. So you're going to see 3 flags back down. Smith down low. Smith to the outside. We'll see if they make any contact. It's going to be Smith out in front by a nose, but here comes Biffle on the outside with a good run coming out of 2.
Carrying the speed again.
I love what I see out of Kevin Smith, though, on the bottom. Can he make it stick?
Man.
Will he put the car of Biffle up into the outside wall? So far, they keep it off of each other, but now Kevin Smith takes the lead with 6 to go.
Well, there he is. Smith up on the right side, left side of Biffle's car. They made contact coming into the corner. Smith's car came up high, but Biffle was able to maintain his momentum.
Kevin Smith, the winningest driver in these Cleetus Crown Vic events. He's won this event before. He's won a Freedom 500. He won the inaugural New England 900 last year. He's won Danger Ranger events, and he's trying to become the first ever winner, two-time winner of the Indy 800. And so far, he has got 5 laps to go. But Kevin Smith with the preferred line on the outside. Biffle's going to get one more shot at him. We saw what happened last year between Stewart and Walker. Here goes Greg Biffle down to the bottom of the racetrack. Is it going to be too little, too late? Out of turn number 4, the Kevin Smith is a 2-time winner of the Indy 800. He wins here at IRP.
A masterful job by Smith and a great show they put on tonight with Biffle. That was as clean and as hard a racing as we've ever seen at this event.
That is exactly how you want to draw it up if you're Kevin Smith. And the celebration is on here at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park.
You can see his red bumper out of the car. Let's hear it for Kevin Smith! Not only did you win a 1,200 horsepower LS from Wagner Automotive, you got a freaking Indy 800 trophy, your second one. How do you feel? This is amazing.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I feel like that's the best race we put on.
Like the racing was awesome. We gave each other a lot of respect out there. Me and Greg used each other up a lot those last few laps, but hey, I brought home the win. I'm still pretty much speechless, but here we are. Hey, brother, we're proud of you. Let's hear it one more time for Kevin Smith, KSR. Make some noise. Sorry about the light situation, guys.
Doesn't even look like anything happened. Doesn't even look too bad. They probably drove that thing on the trailer, I bet. I don't know about the safety of that. Is they did it with the regular factory seatbelts. There's no harness or anything in there, and they were jumping that ramp and endo in like in a factory shoulder harness. Indy 800. Indy 800 was a blast, and I was able to. My strategy was to hang in the back, let the cautions happen, be in a position to finish the race number 1, and the other is, as long as I was on the lead lap, then I would have a chance to move to the front at the end, depending on how many cars were left. It worked to a T, because literally I hung back there. I had a car that definitely I had to go down close to the apron, was the only way to maintain speed. Every time I tried a different line, cars would pull away from me. So I had to rub that. I came in, there was a caution with 10 laps left. I said, sweet, I'll jump in, I'll grab a right front tire. We got 10 laps, 12 laps to go, and then I can make a run for the front. I got that fresh front tire. I made the run for the front. I only gained about 3 positions. So I thought the tire would do a lot better as I saw other tires wearing out, and it did give me the top 10 finish. So, hey, and I finished the race. I did beat all the other drag racers that were out there, except I don't know if you can call KSR a drag racer, because he is a roundy-round guy at heart that also drag races. It's different being a roundy-round guy that drag races versus a drag racer that once in a while roundy rounds. I beat all the drag racers that once in a while roundy round. So that part of it, awesome. And at the end of the day, it's just a great time, and it's cool to be out there. And literally, I mean, I was side by side with Tony Stewart for part of the race. Like, and I mean, that's just cool to talk about, that like literally I was there. And actually Tony Stewart even hit me. There was a wreck that happened in front of me. I got caught up in it, and Tony Stewart, right on my passenger side fender, just comes to a stop. We were all able to drive away, no significant damage. But does that mean I got wrecked by Tony Stewart? I don't know, but Tony Stewart didn't wreck me, but I did get involved in the wreck that Tony Stewart was also in. Hey, how many people can say that? Probably a lot. Tony Stewart's caused a lot of wrecks in the States. But either way, great time. We're going to get the GTO out on the track today and go get some times with it, because a couple things that we have figured out. Number 1, now it's got a line lock, so we can do burnouts. Bobby got the line lock in there back at the shop. We only had a couple days at the shop to get this thing turned around to come back and we had other stuff to do. So not a lot got done, but we also did figure out it's a reverse valve body. So the shifter's lying. When I went to go do the drag strip runs to manually shift it, I thought I was in first, I was in high gear. So let's see what she does if I can launch her in first today, do a good burnout with it, and 1340, that's the number to beat. Let's see how much we can increase that 1340, because remember, every dollar you spend gets you an entry for this, and our goal is to give away a 10-second car when this is all said and done. Now, we're starting to think big that we might be able to deliver a 9-second car, because if we can get 10s on engine and then we spray with a little nitrous to get it into 9s, but we'll see. 10-second car, drag and drive ready though, and that's awesome because this car is badass. Everybody here keeps coming up and looking at it and obviously getting a bunch of merch to get entries, but I mean, it is just, it's a 65 GOAT. I mean, this is like one of the cars, like when I was a kid, it's like every time you saw one, you're like, oh, wow. Like someday I would love to have one of those. Hey, today may be your someday. Go grab some merch, win the GTO, and we'll get right to the action. Hopefully you're gonna see a wheelie. The wheelie I said we were gonna do in Rockingham, I hope we can do here. Not dragging the bumper. I don't know if we got enough power for that, but man, if we get that front wheel off the ground, maybe even a bunny hop, that'd be sweet. A second faster. So now after it took off though, it still felt like a slug or whatever, but I guess I'm used to certain stuff. But like yeah, so no, 1240, we'll take a whole second off just by shifting the correct way. So but I'll take a 1240 as a increment gain.
How come you didn't just hot lap it around?
So I don't know, figured come back. The alternator, they've got that tiny pulley on there. We're gonna have to change that. I mean, I was shifting it around 6,000, and like they have that alternator overspun so much that I don't know why. It took me forever to like for the alternator grab again to start charging the battery. I was worried I was running the batteries down because literally it was just slipping the belt. But yeah, what mile an hour did we get? 101 or 102 at Rockingham? So it was 1342. So we gained over a second. So now Aiden said we're only 2 seconds off, but technically we're only 1.5 seconds off of a 10-second time slip. All we gotta do is pick up another 1.5 seconds and she'll be there. We gotta get those wheelies bigger, so that might be when the nitrous gets introduced, but I didn't see what the wheelie is, but you guys did tell me that the wheel did leave the ground an itsy bitsy. You think there was some air underneath there? So we wanted a wheelie off the line, so we're trying to go after the Coyote stock cars where they freaking do the massive wheelies off the line. That's what we want to do.
Small block Chevy power in this thing. We'll stroke three small blocks. Chris Scott of Franklin, Indiana is going to be back up again with his S7.
How's the squeal on that thing?
That alternator needs a little bit of work. I forgot that I turned the fans off to let the alternator catch up. Well, then I wasn't paying attention. I looked down, it was 210, so I had to kick the fans on right when I got here. It started to squeal all over again, but you need to mess with that alternator belt. I mean, it's just, I don't know why they have such a small pulley on it, but that change alone would fix most of that. So we did gain a little bit. I feel like I did a bigger wheelie that time. So, but I tried to hold it more closer to 4,000 before I left. And I think that worked out for the better. I mean, I did pick up almost a 10th. So 1231. I don't know where's the mile per hour. 1231, 106. It's still 10. What were we? 105 and some change. So 106. Picked that up. But this is a freaking cool car. So like, literally to be able to leave the line, even with it only running 1230, but to leave the line like that just feels cool. That the front end hikes up. I mean, that's a cool feeling. And I mean, car's running like a top. So I mean, that's it. I mean, we got some tweaks. So we are 1.32 seconds away from a 10-second pass. So 1.32 seconds is what we need to gain to get that 10-second pass in. So the Durango, we didn't get time to do the Durango today. They were cutting everything short because it's a threat of rain tonight. So they did condense it. I wanted to make sure we got pass in GTO. Durango would have probably done exactly what we did Rockingham. I mean, would have liked to have got a pass in with it, but at the end of the day, the GTO was the most important for us to try and make some headway with. And then they got Pro Burnouts coming up, so we'll get you set up with Pro Burnouts before we wrap up the whole day. So we'll see you at Pro Burnouts. and that is a wrap on 2025 Cleetus and Cars Indy. So a great weekend. We got some great passes in the GTO, and hey, the Indy 800 was awesome. I was side by side with Tony. I had a chance to pit maneuver Tony Stewart. I didn't do it though, but just awesome weekend. Everybody's winding down out of here. A little chilly. We're sold out a whole bunch of shit in the merch trailer, but remember, every dollar you spend on the website gets you an entry, because the video is sponsored by Sick the Magazine. We are the sponsor of our video. Keep buying our stuff, and we won't give you the green powder intros and crap like that everybody else does. So, peace out.